Let's say for this effect, I hand the deck over to the participant and they give it a shuffle. After they're done, they can hand the cards back to me and I can show them all of the cards are mixed up, shuffled, and different as well. So we're going to have a couple of selections here. But before we do that, we're going to place a mystery card over to the side. So the participant can touch any card they would like. Let's say this one. We're not actually going to look at this card until the very end. And in order to make sure that we don't look at it, we're going to place it under the box here. So we will take the card and leave it right there. I can hand the deck back over to the participant and they shuffle it up. So now we are going to get one of the selections. So let's say I spread the deck and they take this card. I don't want to see the card, but I will show it to you. Go ahead and remember that. Once they have remembered their card, I would explain to them that they're going to place their card face down on the packet. And we're actually going to bury their card now and get a second card selected. So let's say I hand the deck over to the participant and they shuffle it. We get a card selected. Let's say this one. Look at that and remember it. So instead of just placing it back down and the rest of the cards going on top, we're going to bury it and do this a little different. So I'm going to throw down a couple more cards now so that your cards cannot be together anywhere in the deck. You put your card down there and the rest goes on top. So now what we're going to do is deal two piles here. And we're going to see if we can get both of your selections to end up in the both piles at the same time, but it's going to be at the number that is under the box. And if you remember, we haven't even looked at the number yet. So the number can really be anything. So this is participant number one's pile, and this is participant number two's pile. So let's take a look at the number we have. In this case, 6. Let's go ahead and count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two cards at the same time at number 6, and I hope that these are your two selections. That is the effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, stick around for the tutorial. So, before I get into the tutorial, however, the cards that I'm using are the Bicycle Avery. I think I do have a deck review on these. If I do, that will be in the description. So, what you need for this effect is 52 cards. Take out the jokers, take out the ad cards, take out the duplicates. If you do this with missing cards and you find out that something went wrong and the effect doesn't work, you probably need 52 cards, but I'm not too sure. I just like to have 52 just to be safe. The box is optional, but it does cover up a move, which you can substitute for another move. So you can hand the deck over to the participant, starting off, and they give it a shuffle. Once they're done, they hand it back to you, and you are going to show them all of the cards are different and let them see this. What you are doing is looking for any 6 value or any value 6. So you can do the club, the heart, the spade, even the diamond. So we shuffle these up. And how I do this is I go through and I either take the first 6 or the first 6 in the middle. Let's say the spade. I'm going to put my index finger on it, okay? And you can see it moving there with my middle finger. I'm going to go through and show these are all different. When I'm done, I'm going to start to square up, but I'm not going to square up all the way. I'm actually going to lift up the top hand here, so this top packet where that 6 is, meaning this bottom half can get turned face down, and then the rest of these cards go on top. So you just cut the cards and you just moved a 6 to the top. Feel free to move a 6 to the top any way you know how. You can even do the call, which I will leave a link for in the description. So the next move is going to be forcing the 6, but they don't actually see the card until the very end. If you want, you could do the top change, which is why I had the box and what I did in the performance. I will leave a link for the top change down below. I will also leave a link for some card forces in the description, which you can use. Just make sure it's a force where they don't see the card. So after you force it, you can hand the deck over to the participant and they shuffle it. You're going to get a card selected and you're not going to look at it. So let's say the Queen of Diamonds again. What you want to do is you're going to be talking and throwing down cards, and you want to time this. So you want 12 cards on the table by the time you get finished saying, I'm going to throw some cards on the table, and I would like for you to put your card on top face down. So how I do this is in 3 groups of 4. So here is the first group of 4, the second group of 4, and the third group of 4. This is 12 cards, okay? So how I do this in real life is, remember, you have 3 groups of 4. So I say, I'm going to throw down some cards like this, and I would like for you to just put your card on face down on top of the pile. So there's 12 cards, and their card can go here. And now you can throw more cards down, but you want to stop when the cards in your hand are about a quarter. So about 10 to 20, give or take. So we'll just throw down some more cards, and then we can hand these over and have them shuffled. You're going to get a second card selected. So let's say the 5 of spades. Instead of them just putting their card down and the rest goes on top, you just throw down the packet. And now you're going to do that same thing of throwing down cards, and then I want you to throw your card face down. You're going to take off two groups of 4 and then 3 cards. So this is 11. So you have one group of 4, two group of 4, and then 3 cards, okay? So the first time you had 12 cards, which put their card 13th, and now you have 11 cards, which puts their card 12th. So one more time, you have one group of 4, a second group of 4, and then a group of 3. Okay, so 11. But you can really do anything you would like to get their card 13th from the bottom, and then you're going to get it 11th or 12th from the bottom, okay? And I'll show you after this where they're positioned so you can play around with it. So as I throw down cards here, I just want you to throw your card face down on top. So they do that, and the rest goes on top. So now if we look through, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So any way you would like to get both selections, 12 and 13th from the bottom of the deck, go ahead and do that. And it doesn't matter the order either. So, after you have done that, you say, okay, let's make 2 piles for the 2 selections. And you only have to do really one move, which I haven't taught, and I'm not going to teach until I get comfortable with it. But I will leave a link in the description for the move. So, this packet right here, the second one, this is all set. You count the number 6, you'll run into the card. This one, however, you need to take off 7 cards from the top. However, you don't want to just openly cut the cards. You want to make the cards, To the participant's point of view, you want the deck to remain in the order it is. And so if you cut it, that's gonna mess it up. You don't want to do that. So what you need to do is classic pass 7 cards. Now, because this is a camera, I had to go out of frame, but I'm gonna give you a quick exposed view of the pass, and then that will be it. So you want to catch a break under 7 cards. 2 ways you can do that. You can push off 3 cards, 3 cards, so this is 6, one more, put your index finger on there while showing the rest, and you can talk about how you're going to hand the piles over and you both are going to hold on to them. You can lift up at the 7 cards, put your pinky in, and the rest goes on top. If you want, you could push off 3, and then you could pinky count. You could push off and pull back, just that top card and catch a break. But when you have the break, you're going to look them in the eye and you're going to be talking about how I'm going to hand this packet to you, or you can recap the effect. And while you come over, while looking them in the eye, here it is exposed. All you are going to do here is a classic pass. Once you do that, you are all set. You say, okay, let's look at the number. In this case, we have 6. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the 2 selections. And that is the effect. So I hope you really enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye.